Hello, you dribbling virgins. Welcome back to the Sky Syndrome podcast. I'm Ben Gilman, your host. As always, I hope wishing you a good weekend. Troy Salmon's not here. He's decided to go pop into the night. It's his mum's birthday, so we know she's a fan. Happy birthday, Troy's mum. Have a happy, lovely one.
Hey.
Yes, happy birthday. That's all good. Yeah, his energy will be stored for next week. We are joined by a special guest, Helen. Helen, I don't know her surname. She's new. I don't know who she is. Hi.
Oh, yeah. I've got a different surname. You have to get used to that, won't you? You can pronounce this once.
Who are you? We don't know who you are. You've been gone 5 weeks. Hi.
I'm Mrs. Watkins. Nice to meet you. I got married. Yeah.
You sound like the love child of Sherlock and Watson. Helen Watkins.
Yeah, could be.
Could be.
I like being Mrs. Watkins. We just can't call her Kid Ian, but that's fine. Who calls her Kid Ian these days?
Well, welcome back. I know it's been a while. How's married life? Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you very much. It's been lovely, but it has also been like an absolute nightmare of planning and then tidying. So it's just been a bit of a whirlwind. So I really appreciate having a couple of weeks off, but it's nice to be back. How are you, Ben?
50. I'm happy. 50% of this podcast is now married. So now we just got to get the other two sorted.
Don't worry. We're married people now. This is what we do. We just set up our single friends.
Mum and dad of this podcast for these other two children.
Definitely.
No, not children. Tara Kelly, welcome back. How was your holiday? Hi.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I saw many cats. Yep.
Cool. Do you know what? We booked our honeymoon and all of the bad reviews on TripAdvisor are because there are too many cats. And I'm like, that's not a problem. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing all the cats on my honeymoon.
You hate cats? Why?
No, if you hate cats, you're a dick. That's simple.
Okay, yeah. So basically the cat let me carry it and cuddle it. The cat in Bangkok. Yep.
You've sent us lots of pictures. How is your friend Moo? Because I remember you like good friends with her. How is she?
Yeah, she's good. Yeah.
Cool. I'm happy to hear that. That's
the
good.
rest are good as well. Yeah.
Nice. Tara sent us lots of lovely pictures, and Helen looked beautiful in her wedding dress. So it's been a good couple of weeks. So that's cool. I'm glad that you're both back. It's been a while. It's good to have. You know, me and Troy have kept the fort down, so to speak, while you're away. I won't be here next week. This will be a Syndrome recording without me. Warning.
Where are you going?
Oh, well, Troy's going to be the host next week. We've had words because someone needs to do a recording, and Troy's stepped up and said he'll be the host next week.
Oh, that's good. Excellent news.
I'm taking the week off. I have to go on holiday somewhere, Brighton. I'm off. I'm not here. I'm gone.
Excellent. Good for you.
I have to go on holiday. So Troy will be your host next week. So don't freak out when you hear him say hello, welcome to Sky Syndrome, people. It's okay. After 111 episodes, this man needs a week off. That's all I'm asking. I could make it, but I don't want to rush back on the Friday. So
okay, I understand. Right.
So yeah, I am sorry, not sorry, but hey, you can't keep a run going forever, right? You have to. Yes.
Yeah, you got to take a break sometime, mate, and yeah, go for it.
So while you were away, Helen, lots of crazy shit's happened on Doctor Who. The 14th Doctor dropped. Shooty Bang Bang.
Shooty Bang Bang. What's that?
Shooty Gatwa. Sex Education.
I love him so much.
Yeah, you've watched Sex Education?
I have, yeah. Is Tara?
Mm-hmm.
Have you watched Sex Education?
Not yet.
There is a great character on there.
Okay, and what about this character?
Basically, he's the new Doctor Who.
Yeah, I heard about it, yeah.
I'm excited because he's fantastic in the show, and I'm really excited that... And but the thing is, I got the text on Sunday. I was at the park with my wife looking at the ducks. Checked out Georgia Tennant's Instagram, and it was like, Ncuti Gatwa. I'm like, oh, she's a fan. And if it says 14th Doctor, I'm like, what? Checked everywhere, and it was all blowing up across the Doctor Who fandom. Every actor was like, Ncuti Gatwa, yes. I freaked out. My wife did not give two monkeys. She was just looking at the ducks. She doesn't care about Doctor Who. But I freaked out for half an hour because it's a big deal. It is like how they just dropped it.
Yeah, and they did just drop it, didn't they? Because my husband was the same. He was like, oh, and I was like, what's going on? He was like, 11th new doctor, and I was like, okay, who is it? And he was just like, I don't know, because he doesn't watch the education. He's like, it's this guy, and I was like, oh my god! And I was just like, and it was like deadly serious to me. He went, is this good? Is it good? And I was like, it's good. And he was like, okay, thank you.
Because it's good, because he's a great actor, and like
He's funny
what's
though.
been
He's so
so
funny.
nice, people have gone, he's going to have the energy that Jodie Whittaker doesn't have, and you need that energy, that crazy energy. He's already like that in Sex Education, so I'm expecting fireworks, uncontrolled chaos. I'm excited.
Yeah, no, definitely. He's
Davis.
funny, and they've cast a new, not Rose Tyler, but a new Rose, right?
She's Donna's daughter, so that makes sense. That's fine. But so them Doctor Who just didn't sit down for a while. No, Russell T Davies decided to start planning a year ahead and stuff. All through, people now think it's not the 60th. It could be a Christmas special. Some people think that it's a Christmas special. Wink, wink. Okay, so what do you think? I think she goes into David Tennant, Jodie Whittaker.
I've read a spoiler, and I don't know whether you want me to tell you.
Just tell me. I can't wait.
Well, apparently, the Doctor regenerates and then goes back into David Tennant's body, but it's like Multiverse of Madness David Tennant. That's what I read on the internet.
So it might be a Peter Capaldi, Matt Smith, ding dong.
Well, Peter Capaldi's been spotted. So they were filming in Camden last week, or through the week rather, and PCAP was spotted in Euston Station, which is, as loads of us who are Londoners know, is very close to Camden. Mm-hmm. But also, if PCAP lives in Glasgow, then he will come into Euston Station. So it could be that he was in the area, or it could be that he was just coming to London from Glasgow. Who knows?
But a lot of people are annoyed because they think it's a bit of a BS. But hey, it's only for an episode or two, maybe, and then Ncuti Gatwa take over. I love that name, Ncuti Gatwa. But like,
I thought you said shitty, like
Ncuti Bang Bang. According to Troy, I said, is that too, he's black? And he was like, no, it's funny, Ncuti Bang Bang. He even does the joke on YouTube, like, my name's Ncuti Bang Bang. Welcome to Sex Education. So he does the joke already. But he's Scottish. I only noticed on his stuff. Yeah. He's got a slight Scottish twang to it. So that's
he's Rwandan, but he landed in the UK in Scotland, apparently.
I see he's British as far as I'm bloody concerned. He was born here. He was brought up here. That's fine.
Oh no, yeah, he is. But like the thing is that he's got a bit of a Scottish accent because he probably learned
making the fourth Scottish accent boy to be in the TARDIS.
Well, Tennant didn't use his own accent, did he? He used a
but I just want to see the McCoy Tennant, Capaldi, and him go, oi, oi. That's Newcastle. Forget me.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah, why? You might not have been racist with the shooty, but we're bordering on it now.
No, but I'm excited, and it's been a while since I've been this excited. As I said to my wife, this is my love of Doctor Who coming back. Friend, I feel. It's exciting, dangerous. Russell T Davies is obviously going to rip the rule book up and set fire to it, and that's fine. I trust in him.
You got to trust in Rusty.
After the Sea Devils thing at Easter did not whet my appetite. I don't know if you were here.
No, but I saw it, and yeah, Jesus.
It was a wet fart. It was the Planet of David Tennant on the way out, wasn't it? That one with the EastEnders chick. It was just a big fat wet fart of nothing.
Yes, who farted?
Just the whole cast, Jodie Whittaker, just get out. And it's like, even with the old classic companions in the trailer, I'm like, just go, bitch. Just leave. Just go. Why have we got one more person? Anyway, I'm not going to go to Jodie Whittaker. I'm done. But it's exciting times for Doctor Who. Right, we're going to move on because
I did do Doctor Who Time Fracture last week, by the way, for anybody who is on the fence about that. It was a lot of fun.
What was it like?
It was like an immersive theatre experience. So if you're not close up, if you're not good with close up acting and like a big drama school energy, then it's not for you.
Who did you see? Because it's not always the same.
Yeah, so I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but I met Davros.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a few other characters as well that I don't know the names of. But
Davros a bit saucy. I've heard Davros is a bit of a prick at the experience. He can be very prickly with people.
But yeah, he was. But like I heard as well, because my husband is a bit of a Doctor Who nerd, and he said like a lot of it ties in with not just the show, but like the graphic novels as well, and the and sorry, not the novelizations and the kind of radio plays and stuff. He said a lot of the stuff. There's some real deep cuts in there, apparently. Most of which I was oblivious to. I was like, oh, I can get a drink called Joy here.
That's good, but why? One thing is, people like, this is my one thing about Doctor Who. They go, oh, the Eighth Doctor only had one show. Actually, the Eighth Doctor has a bunch of books and audios. He has a big run just as any other Doctor. People keep going, oh, he only had one TV movie. If you look at his audio stuff and the books, he's had a great career, Paul McGann playing the Doctor, so I'm not going to hear that.
Yeah, and the experience recognises Paul McGann as a Doctor, the War Doctor as a Doctor, and the Doctor played by Joe Martin as a Doctor as well.
That's as it should be. Yes, thank you. I want to see more Joe Martin. Give her a mini-series. Definitely be down for Russell T writing her. Jodie Whittaker can stay locked in a broom cupboard somewhere. Give me some more Joe Martin, please. Thank you very much. God, in another universe, Joe Martin would have been the 13th Doctor, and we wouldn't be sitting here bitching and moaning about things. Anyway, so we're going to move on from Doctor Who. Right, we are going to talk about, I'm just going to go through a few shows. Inside Number 9. Have you been watching it, Helen?
Of course, I've been watching Inside Number 9. For goodness' sake.
So have you watched all 4 episodes?
I have, yes. I haven't decided on my favourite so far is yet, though. I think it might be the one with the school children, though, because that was like breakneck
Wicker Man style one. Because no one I know watches the show, so I've been waiting for you to come back because Troy hasn't watched them.
Yeah, no, I'm right in there. I was when I was watching this week's one, I was thinking Daisy Haggard must have been Inside Number 9 before. She must have, but she hasn't. That was her first episode.
You know what? I've been surprised that someone like David Tennant hasn't been in one yet. I was thinking, who hasn't been in Inside Number 9 yet? They've gone through a big cast list down the years.
Yeah. So they've had the first one on the boat, then there was like the Wicker Man one. Then there was
boat one was brilliant. I just want to go like a pedalo, and it's just, I'm always surprised by how it is. People are complaining it's not as good, but I think you've got to look at like how diverse it is every time. It's never the same thing. They don't go for the same episode. It's 4 people in a pedalo. I did laugh very hard at the joke. I got silenced by my wife because I had headphones on. She could, when he said, "Why don't you step on the paedo?" And I started laughing my ass off like that. I started like a really high laugh came out of my mouth. It was brilliant.
I see.
It was very funny, that one.
Tara, you need to watch Inside Number 9. You're missing a trick here.
Right, it's still on Netflix.
I told you that's what I remember when I told you to watch the one, was it a Christmas special? The Halloween special that they did when it was a live broadcast.
Yes,
that's the one you need to. I would start with that one because I think you'd dig that. But they're all very good.
Yeah, I mean it's great. I even like the one where it was the writer one. That's all I'm gonna say.
That messed my head. I was like, what's going on here?
Because I knew something was up the minute he was in our house. I'm like, okay, so you're not meant to be here. So who are you? Like your imagination. I completely got blindsided twice. Not once, twice.
Yeah, big twists.
Oh, that's so good.
The thing is, Tara, is like some of them are like you think are just like out and out, flat out horror, terrifying, like, oh my God, come and help me kind of thing. And then some of them just like have this unbelievably tender kind of payoff at the end. And some of them just are just like lot room things and nothing particularly happens. It's just a character study. And then some of them are just like twists upon twists upon twists upon twists. And you're like by the end of it, you're just like, what the hell is going on here?
And then the kidnap one was again twist on twist.
Twist on twist and twist.
Loved it. And people were complaining online about it's not as good. It's the problem is Inside Number 9 set a bar so bloody high now they would have to use a pole vault to get over it.
That's it.
But I still think it's good. I haven't seen it out and out clunker this season. There's normally one that I don't connect with, like the crossword one. I never got on with that one.
Oh, I loved that one. And then the crossword, the crossword they were doing on that was on the times that day and
Yeah,
everything.
I
Like,
know. I remember
it
someone
was
freaking out because they was like,
stupidly clever.
I did the crossword. My favorite thing about the episode is someone I was doing the crossword and then I was like watching Inside Number 9 and it's like, wait a minute, I've done this part crossword, and it freaked him out. And I just thought that is what they were going for.
Yeah.
There's 5 people that would remember that.
And they did like a whole Shakespearean farce and like iambic pentameter and everything. It's just like, oh, for God's sake, stop being so bloody clever, you arseholes.
The one inside the karaoke booth is still great. The song selection. Troy
Yeah.
loves that one. Oh, I love that episode so much. It's no one dies in it, but it's just
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like, it's just a bottle episode, isn't it? It's just like a lot room drama thing. And the one that they did, I think, in the first series, that I'm sorry, I'm getting mixed up with Psychoville now, haven't I? They did a real time one, didn't they? But that was Psychoville.
I love.
They dropped in they dropped in a real time episode.
Okay, we're gonna let Tara go next because she's on a time limit, but which is fine. Go for it, girl. What do you got for us today?
Okay, so today I actually have a show called The Sound of Magic. It's
Korean.
yes, it's kind of
Yes.
like The Sound of Music, but it's Asian, and we have people singing. And instead of the weird chimney dude, we have a hot Asian buff magician. And there's no Mary Poppins, by the way, but we get 2 other high school characters. Okay, so basically, this story is about a girl called Ai. She's miserable, and her parents are dicks. They landed her in a lot of debt and just dumped everything on her and the younger sister. And she lives on a hill in Seoul, and it's like a rundown village house. I don't know how, to be honest. Yeah. So okay. So after that, she's poor, and the debtors are always knocking on her door. And she goes to a school for rich people, which is actually, I believe, it's filmed at Yonsei University, the campus, one of the most prestigious universities. Yeah, so she actually goes to school there, and they're all the rich kids and all, and she needs a scholarship. So she actually meets a handsome magician at an abandoned theme park. So she actually does a part-time job at a convenience store with a creep manager, and she owns like around okay, I think she owned, let me see the money, what is it? Right. Okay. She owned around 25 pounds from the shift, I believe. And then, when she dropped her money, it flew away and it landed up at the theme park with the creepy magician, creepy but handsome magician. And he asked stupid questions like, do you believe in magic? And she gets freaked out and she runs away. And I don't know how, but she keeps going back to the theme park and she soon forms a bond with this magician. His name is Lee Ul, and yeah, he teaches her a lot of magic tricks and all. And the other supporting characters like her classmates, the smart nerdy student, and the bitchy girl. Yeah, all kinds of characters. So during the entire show, she actually spends a lot of time with this magician in his creepy abandoned theme park and house with his stupid pet parrot, which is annoying. And I can say she actually kind of like, falls in love with him, but it's a bit pedophilic because she's underage. She's still a school student. And this dude is a grown man. Yeah. And Adrushi. Yeah. So, and then all the girls in school say to her, are you in love with the magician? But she doesn't answer. So, okay, I've actually reached to the part where this is a bit of a spoiler. I reached to the part where one of the girls in the school, her name is Hana, she found a clip of the magician murdering someone. Yeah, and there's also a missing student in this show as well. Someone who had gone missing, and there's a police case. So I actually have yet to watch the police interrogation of the magician, the final episode. Yeah, but overall, I think this show is not bad. There's only 6 episodes, and it's kind of like The Sound of Music. It's a musical, and people will sing and all that. And yeah. So yeah, the magician is actually like quite handsome, the type I like.
He's a
Yeah.
very handsome man.
He is.
For a
Yeah.
pedophile.
Well, yeah, when you put it like that, but he's a very handsome looking paedophile. I can't believe I just said that. There we go.
Yeah, and in all these stories, the poor main character who's always financially broke, or in Japanese or Korean drama, always looks like that girl. Even the one in Prince of Legend, they look similar.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So overall, yeah, it's like an Asian Sound of Music. Oh shit, I actually confused Sound of Music and Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins is a good thing to talk about if you want to talk about it.
Yeah, it's like an Asian Sound of Music, but this is the Sound of Magic, and yeah, it's not bad actually. It's a new show just released this year. Yep, but I don't know why lately a lot of these shows are talking about like people's real problems and the topic of asshole parents.
I think it's because the generation that are writing television now have been to therapy
Mm-hmm.
and they're trying to break patterns. And I think a lot of the stuff that's coming out on television now is people who have been to therapy are writing things now, and people who are kind of trying to be the one that breaks the cycle in their family are
Yeah,
writers now. So I think there's a lot of stuff out there about kind of not taking on our parents' trauma and not taking on the sins of the parent and all that stuff.
yeah. Even Euphoria talks about like asshole parents
Yeah.
and so on. Yep. But in this story, yeah, the mom is an asshole, just abandoned, her daughter and the kids and drove off with some other guy, I believe. And the dad landed them in a lot of debt, and he sell them around, and he actually steals money from, yeah, the daughters to repay his debts.
Not good.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
Yep. So I don't know, the new kind of TV is like highlighting all these issues. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think and I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Like I think like Euphoria you mentioned is one that kind of talks a bit about like people going to therapy and not making the same mistakes and all that stuff. Or, in the case of Nate, making exactly the same mistakes, but
He is an asshole dad.
he is an asshole. But
Yeah,
he's an asshole too. He's chosen to be an asshole as well.
yeah, after he's dead. Yep.
But yeah, because being an asshole is a choice, as we all know. For a lot of people.
Yeah. True.
Some people choose violence. Some people choose nice things. But yeah, it's good. I think it's good that we're talking about it because like there was a whole generation of shows about never questioning your parents, and
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
it didn't help anybody, really, did it?
I don't think it
No,
helps
I think
them.
it's good to. I think it's good as we to question your parents if they're not correct. You don't always have to believe everything they say. I think it's good to question parents occasionally.
Yeah.
Or if you feel like they're not correct, you should say to them, "I don't have to listen to you." If you don't agree with everything, then that's fine.
Yeah, because you know what? I've been talking to some people and they're a bit naive. Like, okay, have you ever come across cases where parents actually hate their child? Like, for example, how Nate's dad hates him.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I was talking to these two guys, and then this one guy, he's like, but something about like, how can you hate that little thing that came out of you? The mother formed an emotional bond with the baby for 9 months in the womb. Then I'm like, hello, carrying it for 9 months and it comes out, and then when you raise it, doesn't necessarily mean that you love it. There are people who don't even love their kids and just like
Yeah.
do shit and abandon or abuse them, and they're not even bothered like they created the baby or what. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like the real world. Because the person I was talking to is like kind of naive and sheltered. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing, because when people think like that, oh no, no parent would do that. That's why, parents got away with abuse for so many years. People would report it.
Yeah,
And they'd
yeah.
be
So
like, oh no, no parent would ever do that. No, parents love their children.
no such thing. Yeah, they can do evil things as well to their kids. Yeah. Yeah, like I see a lot of shit on TikTok these days, like especially in the Asian culture, like parents don't allow their kids to date and everything, but in school and all. But I think even if in school, you're growing up and developing these feelings are kind of normal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you should learn how to juggle your love life and your studies. Just like you should learn how to juggle your work and your love life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm.
That got deep, didn't it? Where did that come from?
We do
Quite
get
deep
deep on this
today.
I don't know.
podcast.
I think that's what the
Good.
this show is trying to highlight, the topic of asshole parents. And oh, okay, so we should revisit one of the early episodes when she actually gets a part-time job at a convenience store. And there's this old uncle who we call Ajushi. He's ugly, by the way. And so Ajushi, yeah, is there. And then the girl actually like opens up to him about her family situation, about the dad in debt, the mom abandoned them, and it's only her and the sister left. And then he actually gives her a lot of money to pay the rental for 1 month.
Oh.
And yeah, and he's like, take it, you need it. So she was actually very happy, she took the money and she thought, oh, the word adult has power and there's a lot of kindness, blah blah blah. But after that he starts like, touching her and hugging her like
Ugh.
real. Yeah, and she feels very uncomfortable and he makes comments like, oh, you're so skinny and because you have no money to eat, and starts touching her and all, but she doesn't like it and she pushes him and he falls down and then he changes a lot and say things like you how I mean you need to I need to pity on you, you made me take pity on you so that you can take my money and after that you're done with me. Then before that he say things like, oh, you can he was touching her like, you can think of me as an uncle, I'll always be here to solve your problems. But after she pushed him, like he was like, you're poor, you have no money to do anything, you cannot sue me in court, blah blah blah. And yeah, some people are assholes. He only gave her money so that he can molest her. There's a lot of these assholes in the world.
Unfortunately, yes, there are assholes
Yeah,
everywhere.
well, a lot of people do things like, only for their own motive, to be frank.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I think this is what the show is. This is what the show is trying to highlight. Like,
Yeah, it needs to be highlighted, I think. Some people aren't kind for good reasons. Some people are supposed to be kind, aren't,
yeah.
sadly. But anyway,
Yep.
it sounds like
Yep.
an interesting pick. Where can we watch it?
You can watch it on Netflix.
Okay, I'll have a look. I'll have a look for that. I'll see if I can watch it. See if I can. I'll pick a day when I'm good at reading, and I'll have a look at that.
Yeah, and the last episode is gonna explore the magician's past and all, but I haven't watched that yet. So I don't know why he murdered the person. Yeah. He
We'll
murdered.
find out.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. But yeah.
Cool.
So that's my pick for this week.
And are you leaving us now?
Not yet. I can stay a bit longer, I guess.
Awesome.
Okay, we just decided to put you up front just in case you wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One more I can stay.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna just quickly go back to I'm gonna get my stuff. I've got Helen most probably feels like famous celebrities appeared. I've got a list of questions to ask you.
Go for it.
So you've also
Yeah.
watched the Love on the Spectrum. By the way, thank you,
Yes,
Tara. That is
yes.
a good pick. I know what you mean. It's in my list. I'm glad you enjoyed it because I'm going to go watch it.
Okay.
Even if it does sound a bit problematic at certain points.
Okay.
But
Thank
it
you
seems
for
like it
bringing
needs to be,
it.
though.
Yes.
Yes, I have been watching Love on the Spectrum. Yes, and
What is your thoughts?
I think it's made by the same people, isn't it? So
Love on the Spectrum US on Netflix.
yeah, I liked it. I liked it. I'm not so sure about the having to leave every episode on a cliffhanger thing. I didn't feel that was necessary.
It's not because it always resolves itself peacefully. It's a bit silly.
Yeah, I mean, I think
have a problem with one of the people.
Oh really? Which one?
The animation chick with glasses. I don't like her. She's a bit.
She's a bit full on, isn't she? Bless her. But
Oh, you should have seen the bit where she said to the black guy, "You look like Black Panther." I was just like, oh.
yeah, and then she dumped somebody. She dumped somebody for not having the right life goals, but she very obviously fancied him.
She doesn't shut up about animation, and also, right? Sorry, I'm not. I remember I am autistic, people, so don't think I'm binning on people. There's a lot of
Yeah, he's not hate crime. He's not hate criming anybody.
But the way the first date, she's like, "Oh, I think I really love you." I was just like, "Oh my god!"
My arse fell out
No,
when she
For the
said that.
first date, how do you see?
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
Then she kisses him.
And
No.
then she dumps him because his life goals aren't the same as
So
hers.
I skipped all of her stuff after that, and then we caught them on the phone
Oh,
breaking up.
she just dumped him. She just dumped him because I don't think your life goals are compatible with mine. And
So
then
you think she's a psycho, basically?
I don't think she's a psycho. I just think she's got very fixed ideas about what a relationship is, which is kind of, you know, drilling a bit down to that is the reason why the show exists, really, isn't it? But
But she's a bit full on.
she's very full on.
She
But
needs to take it down a scooch a little bit.
just do the Ross Geller kind of down a bit hands.
There's the guy with the blonde hair, who's
Yeah.
very talkative. Needs to kind of also talk about other people besides himself. He keeps talking and does.
Yeah. He needs to be a bit nicer to his mum and dad as well. That annoyed me a little bit. But
Yeah, but everyone else, right? I'm not being rude now. Everyone else, I love them to bits.
yeah, no, I mean the thing is, I don't want to be like, oh, ooh, my little autistic baby. But Steve, the guy that lives in San Francisco, I want to adopt him, even though he's significantly older than me.
I want to support. I'm a support worker for autistic people. I'm a manager now, but like obviously I'm autistic as well, and there are several of these people I would love to support. Like,
yeah, Steve. Oh, can you imagine being Steve's like helping Steve out with his online dating and making sure he gets his dates right, and
there's a girl who's very well. She's got a great flatmate, a great roommate, and she's really cool. She's very good at conversations with people. I was really impressed.
Yeah, her masking skills are second to none, I think.
And I love her flatmate. She's like the best roomie ever. I love her. Oh, I want to watch a show with them in. I want to also watch a show with her, Steve, and his best friend. Steve's always like, "Oh, look at this! I'm so happy to see you." I'm like, "What a lovely man!" Like, let's give it up for Steve.
But I hope Steve gets some like voiceover gigs or something because his voice is amazing.
He's just so happy. He's one of those people that only Americans can do, where it's just they're so happy. It's like, oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, it's like I can't if you haven't seen it, I can't really describe the way he talks, but the closest I can come to it is that he's like a British person doing an impression of an insincere American person, but he's sincere.
Oh, he's such a sweetheart.
Like he's all like, "Oh my goodness, this is just wonderful," and oh, good day to me, good day to you, sir. Like just like, I really want you to have a good day. You wish me good. Yeah, that's the kind of like enthusiasm that he brings.
I've watched 5 of the 6, so I don't know who ends up with what, but I am quite happy. There's the guy who lives with, who's been told to put up the chair. He's a sweetheart.
Oh, Sabod.
Yes, he's brilliant.
He's
I love his date. She's also quite cool.
And his mum and dad are amazing too. Like they're just, the whole family's just so supportive and beautiful.
I love this show. I love the people. Once again, I love who they've picked. There's a couple of people where I'm like, you're a bit locked on. As I like to say, locked on. You're too focused.
Yeah.
On talking about yourself or animation.
Yeah, but
you need to drop that.
It's always a bit of a learning curve, isn't it? I mean, we've all been there, right?
Yeah, I think like seeing one of them mask themselves so quite well. I think I do that quite well as well.
Yeah.
Like some people can really master autism quite well, and there's a couple on here that you're like, damn, you got damn good social skills. It's very impressive.
So there's a little teachable moment here for our listeners, though, which I'm sure is something that most of them already know, but. You can't tell how somebody's experiencing autism by looking at them. You can only tell how good they are at masking.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's no, I know you know, but I'm just like pointing out that's what we're talking about to the listeners. It's like masking is the act of not pretending not to be autistic, isn't it?
But you are autistic. You're not ashamed of it, but you're trying to mask it as much as possible and just try and be normal.
People don't like it when you're not normal, and people don't like it when you don't give them eye contact. But
those people are quite annoying.
Those people are the worst, yeah, basically.
But there's some lovely people in this show who have the patience, and especially Blondie. He won't stop talking about himself, and I thought he did well to get a second date. I was very surprised she wanted to go on a second date. I was like, damn. But I do love the boy with the brown hair that the masker's doing really well with. And like I approve of him. I don't know if they end up going out. Like obviously, end of season 1. I've got 1 episode to go. I look forward to the second season. Should be more episodes. I could watch Steve all day.
Yeah, Steve needs his own show.
Just give more 5 or 6 of these people their own shows. I would watch all of them. It's a great show. Don't do a UK one though. It would be very, very miserable. Don't do that. We don't want to do that.
They kind of did it with the Undateables, didn't they? So I think they might have a little bit of
we don't talk about the Undateables. That's a show that laughs at autistic people, and I'm not here for that.
Yeah.
F that. So Russian Doll season 2 is also something I know you clapped
Yeah,
at.
I've watched that.
Good stuff. I'm happy.
I had no idea what was going on 99% of the time, but that's ADHD, folks.
I'm happy with how they changed it up. Time travel is different, and you go back in time, and it doesn't make any sense.
It went all a bit Slaughterhouse 5, didn't it? Literally, it was. Yeah. Sorry, listeners, I'm making a literary reference in a television podcast. But Slaughterhouse 5 is a Kurt Vonnegut book about a man that comes unstuck in time, but it's got a lot to do with like World War II and Nazis and Dresden and all that stuff, because he was in the Dresden bombings. The main character that is not. Well, no, I think Vonnegut was as well, actually. But yeah, it's all about like the futility of war and learning lessons and coming unstuck in time. And
there's a great bit, actually. That's a great. But did you enjoy it though? Because I think it was.
Yeah,
good.
Of course I did. But I mean, if you asked me about any of the science behind it or anything like that, I would tell you that I would be lying if I said I knew what was going on all the time. It might need a rewatch.
But I just sat back and enjoyed it. And normally I'm quite nitpicky, but I thought, no, you know what? I'm just going to enjoy this. You're having fun with it. Can't be bothered to pick holes in it. It's that type of show. I did love. There is one bit though, because Troy and me talked about this last week when you weren't here.
Mm-hmm.
There's a black guy in the body of a black woman in West Germany, and like obviously the guy that they're seeing is straight, but me and Drew are like, well, she has a vagina, he has a dick, so if they have the sex, does the black guy feel the sex the same way? Does he feel like he has a? And me and Troy were laughing about this. Like, does he feel like he has a vagina now? How does that work?
I suppose you take on the sensations of the body that you're in, isn't it? Because it's not. The sensations that go on in your body go through the prism of your mind, don't they? And it's your mind that relates what part of the body it's happening in to you, isn't it? Like your mind, it signals, isn't it? So he would probably be feeling a sensation of sexual arousal, but he would think it was his penis, but it wasn't, because he's got vagina, because it's the mind that's in charge, not the body, right? I think.
Good idea. Okay.
But yeah, I'm sorry if you guys came up with anything different than that. I'm just shooting shit here.
Well, no, we enjoyed it. We thought it was good for a second season because I didn't know what the gimmick was, and then they did time travel. I went, well done. You found something new to do that isn't repeating season 1. Golf clap. Well done. Big fan of that. That's intelligent writing.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah.
Don't give me a third season.
Adapt, improvise, overcome, not retcon. Don't retcon your first season. If your first season is really good.
They talk about
in fact, right, if your first season is as good as the first season of Russian Doll, don't bloody bother making another one. Just make something else. If you are gonna make a second series of like something that's absolutely perfect, then yeah, change it up a bit.
Break the rules a bit. Have fun. Go mental.
You've got Natasha McElhone. That's how she's called, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. She was great. I love her. Cockroach.
They are all on the Netflix. Love on the Spectrum, Russian Doll is on the Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Go check out the Australian version as well, because that's also a very good show. I've got Talking to Michael.
I love Michael.
Mr. England, the guy that loves England. We're going to try and get him on the podcast.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, we're talking. So he seems really chilled. So like, cool. We're gonna try and see if we can make that happen. Maybe he can visit England because he loves England. Maybe one day we will meet up.
Absolutely.
I think we all do.
Yeah. So, Tara, when are you coming to England? Actually, before Helen gives us a pick, how is your world tour going?
Well, I'm in the midst of changing jobs right now, and there's the logistics thing to settle, like I have to return the laptop, the access card, and all. So I think I'll settle my job change first within like the next 2 weeks. Then, yeah, I can start traveling again.
Woohoo! We might have you here by the end of August, maybe for like a get together and do this down the pub.
That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
Well, not down a pub, but we could all meet up and do like a four-way podcast. Get Troy down to London. It'd be lovely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on, Troy, do it.
Maybe we could just steal a room from our office, Helen, and just have like a four-way conversation booth.
Yeah.
Just at 5 o'clock at work.
Oh my gosh.
Just the cleaners, man. Just the cleaners. We
Okay.
should do that. I think we can do that. I think we're allowed to do that. I think
Yeah.
we're going to ask.
Oh, yeah, I can go to the library maybe. I don't know.
It'll be fine. We'll find somewhere.
Huh?
We'll find somewhere.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen.
We'll make it happen. We'll make the magic happen. We should record together one time live together. That would be kind of cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so Helen, what is your picks?
Oh God, I've got so many. I've been away for ages. Oh my God. Right. Okay. I'm going to.
This was going to be the Helen special. One of my jokes was, and just here to talk about all the picks she's got this week. I'm not going to say nothing. It's Helen.
Haha. Watkins.
Watkins.
Okay, right.
I know, but I do keep going. Who's Helen Watkins? Why is she
You need
commenting on
to
my
change
Facebook?
your name. You need to change this name and.
Oh shit! Yeah, I do. Yeah, don't I? I'll do that then. All right then.
Right, go for it.
So this week it has been all about the last 2 episodes of Derry Girls because oh my God.
Yes, we must talk about it.
Sobbed my heart out at the last one.
Oh.
And the last 2 actually.
Oh my God. Another good sitcom off in the sky.
That was ended exactly when it needed to be ended.
3 seasons and out. That's the British way. We don't muck about.
It's not even that. It was just, it was done. Like, you'd done everything. You'd done all the stories. Like, what more do you need to do? There's going to be peace soon. It's not going to be as fun. Just, yeah. It was wonderful. It was absolutely wonderful.
I remember Derry Girls watching the first season, and I laughed, and then by the end of the first season, when one of them comes out as gay and they go and dance with, and they don't care that he looks stupid in front of the school, that's when I really fell in love with it. And since then, season 2 and 3, I just like, oh, this is a great show.
Yeah,
this is fantastic.
And I've heard some people complain about the 3rd series saying it wasn't as good, but those people are wrong. Like, it was bloody brilliant. It was beautiful. It was poignant.
A lot of people complaining and saying number 9 is not as good when it's still as good as it's ever been. Those people just complain about everything, I think.
I think some people just need to shut up, to be quite honest, because it was really, really good. For those of you who don't know Derry Girls, 4 young women in Northern Ireland during the Troubles trying to, work and live and have fun in a bloody war zone, and just how mundane it's all become to them. Like, there's a bomb threat at the school and they're all worried about getting home late and all that stuff. It's not particularly pressing that it's a bomb. It's like, oh God, here we go again kind of thing. And it was really easy to forget, like, just how violent and horrid it all was round about, in the 90s. And I think we've all forgotten, but it was really just a nice, not too heavy-handed either, not really big with the politics, trying to keep it quite neutral and quite light. If a little freeze frame bonuses in the last episode is the Granda's bored about explaining the Good Friday Agreement. I would urge you, if you haven't watched it already, just to pause on his board about Northern Ireland and the Good Friday Agreement, just to have a little read and see what's happening. But it's quite funny. It's the loyalist and I'm going to say the kind of nationalists and loyalists are represented by potato packets, crisp packets. So it's a lot of fun. But yeah, so that's what I've watched. Oh my God, I've got other things that I might mention, but
can I just say, I love the fact it's 3 seasons, and also it does talk about the Troubles, but it's in the background. It doesn't make it the focus.
Yeah.
Acknowledge it's there, and that's the right way to keep the jokes going. Because otherwise, if you focus on the Troubles, it's not so funny anymore.
But but that's what life was like as well there at the time. Like nobody was sitting there going, "Oh my God, this is horrible." It was just life. Like it was just like you got a checkpoint by a load of paramilitaries on your way to school, and that's what life was. It wasn't. It was just neutral. It's what happened on your way to school. Like, and I think that's the strength in it. I think if it had been a comedy about the troubles, then you might be in some problems. But no, it's just people trying to be teenagers in the middle of all of this stuff is where the heart is and where the entertainment is. Yeah, really good. I think I've got a couple of true crime things that I might keep for another day actually, but I've written a few notes. What else have I been watching? I watched Heartstopper on Netflix. Have you guys talked about that yet?
It's on my list. The new
Right.
Rose Tyler's come from this, so I'm wanting
Yeah.
to watch it.
Well, I won't talk about it too much, but if you were on the fence about it, just watch it. It's beautiful.
I saw the trailer and it made me go, oh, and when I found out it was a series, I was like, you know what? I could watch a cheery British comedy like Heartstoppers. Heartstoppers?
Heartstopper. Yeah.
Heartstopper, because it looks fun and I want to watch fun. They look charismatic, the leads.
Yeah. No, they're really good and it's beautiful and it reminds you what it's like to be a teenager a bit too much. Like my heart did stop a few times just to be like, oh my God. But I think, I'm going to go for an Apple TV Plus double, because if you don't have Apple TV Plus, you don't know what you're missing out on. And I like to bring things that maybe you guys haven't talked about, and I know that you guys haven't got it. But my first Apple TV Plus pick is Severance, which is Adam Scott, Christopher Walken, John Turturro, like absolutely stacked cast, and the guy from the Marvel films that always seems to be filming, I can't remember the actor's name, but he was in Shang-Chi, and he was in another one like filming on his camcorder, and it's like, oh, this is the guy from the background. So the premise is that there's this big corporation, big tech, like kind of shady tech corp, like medical technology kind of thing, who have made a system that you sever your work life and your home life. And when you're in each of those, you have no memory of the other one. So Adam Scott is the main character, and he's like, we open on him in a car park of this big corporation, crying his eyes out, and then he like walks into work like, hi everyone, how are you? This is great. And he's got like this big smile on his face, and he's been crying, and it was like, oh, your eyes red. Oh, it must be allergy season. Like, so they have absolutely no knowledge of what's happening on the outside. So when they come to work, their brain is wiped, and their brain separates into work person and then. So they call them Innies and Outies. So it's basically, we start with Adam Scott crying in the carpet, and then we have a new severed individual coming to work.
Innies and the Outies sounds like a belly button war.
Yeah. But so what basically happens is that you watch them kind of doing their job, and the job is never really explained. So the job that they're doing is a bit weird, and nobody seems to kind of have a good handle on what it is they're actually doing. So it's a kind of like, are they it's like killing people with a touch of a button? Like, is there something going on? But it's like it's a super like high level of what's confidentiality. So the part of the job is that they have to be severed to be doing the job. So nobody really knows what they're doing or why. It all seems to be busy work, but like all their needs are taken care of, and they can't quit unless they talk to the person on the other side, and the person on the other side agrees that they can quit. And they can't send letters out to their other cells too. So they've got like something called like some very, very shonky kind of graphic analysis technology in the lifts that they never really explain. But if you try to take a note out to your outside self, it gets intercepted and you can't take it outside. So it's all like very like, no, this is your work life and this is your home life. But obviously, because it's new technology, there's people protesting on the streets. It's like, oh no, you can't do that. But it's just about like, then Adam Scott gets contacted by somebody that he used to work with. So he shouldn't have any knowledge of who he is. But he does, and then that's like the beginning of the drama. So it's Patricia Arquette's in it as well.
Oh, she's good.
Yeah, so anything that she's in is always good value. But it's just so clever. Like, it's really nice to see a television show that doesn't treat people like they're stupid, and it's just like really like it's like an extended episode of Black Mirror. It's like a 6-part episode of Black Mirror. And like, well, so what if you could separate your work life completely from your home life? So like, you don't know who you are when you're at work. You don't know if you've got any family. You don't know what your hobbies are. You don't know anything. So it's like all these like people in this like really harshly lit 80s office just talking about like their work shit, and like, I wonder what the weather's like today because they've never been outside because they only exist. So they've got like their personalities are split. They only exist in this office space. So they have no idea about what goes on outside, who they are, what the weather's like, where they live. You know, the wider context of the organization is all kind of very, very mysterious to them. And the company is a bit shady and a bit weird, and there's loads of just, yeah, it's really good. It's really good. Oh God, I can't say any more than that. But if you can get like a look at it, Severance on Apple TV Plus.
Well, we might have a free. They do. They, if you buy an Apple product, they tend to have like a big month.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just tick it off there.
Yeah. Well, and if you're going to do that, you need to watch Ted Lasso as well. But we've talked about that. I've watched a little about Ted Lasso before. And my other Apple TV Plus recommendation is Slow Horses. So, Slow Horses is where people in MI5 is a branch of MI5 that people get sent to kind of live out their days. So it's like racehorses that aren't working anymore. So the slow horses. And it's people who have cocked up basically, or are kind of a liability now, or need to lie low for a while, get sent to the slow horses department. And it's run by Gary Oldman, who is having the time of his life playing like a old, haggard, out of shape, cynical MI5 agent that just farts constantly and talks about his bowel movements. But it starts out with somebody like making their journey into like the slow horses department when an exercise goes wrong, and he's like, no, that's it, sorry, you're a slow horse now, off you go. And they get dragged into something. So something a prominent Muslim comedian gets kidnapped by a white supremacist group.
Okay.
And that's the kind of B plot that's happening. So the slow horses basically get dragged into that. But it's a bit more complicated than that. But it's just like a really good kind of, not, I wouldn't say a parody, it's more like a kind of homage to like BBC detective drama, like spy dramas like Spooks and all that stuff. But like just Hollywooded a little bit and just taken up a notch, a bit more slick, a bit more kind of money behind it. And Gary Oldman playing somebody who's obviously been quite high up in MI5, but is now living out his days, having to babysit a load of wrong uns and people who are a bit naughty and a bit renegade. But it's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And if you want an antidote to that bloody Killing Eve finale, I can't believe I watched all those seasons of Killing Eve for that. Then yeah, Slow Horses is your friend. So there we have it. I think that's it actually. I think I'll keep some other stuff for another day. But I have started watching All Star 7, the winners season.
Oh, by the way, I just wanted to say, we did the picks. Troy and me have reviewed our picks. I thought I didn't get past the first 2 episodes of Vampire Diaries. I reviewed it last week. Much to Troy and Alex's laughter, because I couldn't watch Vampire Diaries. I tried, Tara. I do apologize. I kept falling asleep. Troy did like the last one standing. So, how did your 2 picks go?
I didn't. I got swept up in wedding nightmares, and
Tara needs to watch Inside Number 9, the Halloween special.
And Tara needs to watch Inside Number 9 Halloween special. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I really want you to message us as you're watching it as well, if you could.
She might not get it. It might totally scare away from Inside Number 9, but it will be worth it. It's the most bonkers episode to introduce her into Inside Number 9.
Yeah, I know. But loads of people got introduced to it that way, didn't they? They were like, oh, this is interesting. I wonder what this is about. And then we're like, oh, right, that's happened. Okay. No spoilers, though. No spoilers from me.
No spoilers at all. So I think we're done for
I
this
think we
week.
might be.
I think we're done. Next week, I'm not here. A podcast about me.
Oh
Dear
my
Lord,
goodness.
I'm already falling over. This episode is now called the Innies and the Outies. Sound like a belly button war. I think it's a good one.
Honestly, it's so good. You got Christopher Walken in it, for goodness sake. John Turturro. Like, watch it. It's so good. Right,
I
sorry, I'll
will.
be quiet
I
now.
think
I'll
we
be
can
quiet
get
now.
6 months description for free. Actually, might look into that. But thank you, both of you, for your time today. As always,
You're very welcome, Ben. It's very nice to be back.
it's good that you're back, and maybe in June we can all 4 of us can reconvene together. That would be nice. We haven't done that in nearly 2 months. The awesome foursome together. That would be in 2 weeks' time. Lovely if we can achieve that.
Oh no, you're gonna hate me, aren't you? I might be on holiday. We'll see.
This bloody woman, no, she can't stand Troy. I'm gonna have to tell Troy.
That's not true. That is not true.
I don't want to do it, but maybe we should change the name to Helen hates Troy. Maybe that's your description.
No, not Troy.
And Helen,
I've made my like for Troy more than clear on several episodes. I think you're not going to get away with that.
I know, but it will. Well, we will. I'm definitely going next week. You guys can hold the fort down. It will be fine. I would actually like to hear a Square Eye Syndrome podcast without me in it for once. That's going to be fun for me.
You are Square Eye Syndrome podcast though, so you know.
Yeah, but you can't take the week off. You're going to have to do next Friday. I'm sorry.
We can do it. We can do it. That's no problem at all.
1 week. Come on, Ben.
You can have it. Ben can have a holiday.
Yeah, I can't just. I won't be able to rush back. It's not happening. I'm not putting myself through that. Sorry.
God, please don't. No, please don't.
Just doing like a bloody Hugh Grant run for an airport. Like, no, we're not doing it. So guys, Tara, do you want to pimp your stuff? Troy's stuff is all inside the Legend of 101. It's all in the description down below.
Yeah, you can hit us up on Twitter at squareicing at twitter.com and at gmail.com. And yeah, please stop signing us up for a mailing list for German games. Thank you.
Lovely. Tara? Okay, I think we've lost Tara at some point. All of Tara's stuff she's gone. I don't know what's happened. All of her stuff is inside of the down in the description below. Alex's stuff, all the stuff Helen said. There's a Facebook group. Just go do it. I can't be bothered to keep laying these up each week. If you want the info, it's in the box down below. I don't think Tara's here anymore. I think she's dropped a connection or something, so we're going to have to wrap up without her. It's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me and goodbye from Tara.
Goodbye from me as well.
Yeah, I can't do it, Tara.
I was going to say, oh, she's back, but no, it was you.
Sweetie titty man. I don't know. Just happy birthday, Troy's mum.
Happy birthday, Troy's mum.